YouTube and Snapchat and Rumble and fuck, shake your tits and swing your dicks. Never fear, Friday's here. And with it comes another happy organ squirting episode of your favorite internet sensation with libation. That's right, the Friday wrap. But before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. I figured I would have one of the last of the summer drinks. A very simple, very overlooked, and very overcomplicated, well, people make it overcomplicated cocktail, a frozen banana daiquiri. Now, very simple. I'm not a big rum guy, but from time to time I do like rum cocktails, like a mojito or a daiquiri or something like that. And I typically would never order this out because it's basically like diabetes in a glass when you get it at a bar. Now, it's real simple to make. Take a blender, about a shot and a half of your favorite rum. I always like to use Captain Morgan's. If I'm going to drink rum, I do like a spiced rum. So, shot and a half of Captain Morgan's. A splash of lime juice, like fresh lime juice. A very small drizzle of simple syrup. I mean, you just need a little bit, because this is a normally sweet cocktail anyway, because the bananas are going to bring a natural sweetness. The rum is made from fucking sugar cane, so that's sweet. Just a little drizzle of simple syrup, some fresh sliced banana, and ice. Now, a lot of times in bars, if you get a banana daiquiri, it's probably a mix. Now, you can mimic bananas if you don't have any. It's a bar hack that I picked up. You take a little Coco Loco and like a half a shot of banana liqueur. And when you blend it all up, it tastes just like a fucking banana daiquiri. Of course, if you're doing that, omit the simple syrup. But, so like I said, bananas, rum, lime juice, a little simple syrup, some ice, blend it up in a blender, and azalud to drink up and be somebody. That's good. It tastes like my protein smoothie without the protein. Bananas are good for you. I eat a lot of bananas because it's good potassium. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, what a fucking week it's been. As you can see, I'm rocking my brand new Donald Trump mugshot t-shirt. Go to donaldtrump.org or trump.org. I forget which website it was. And go get yourselves one. It's a very stylish t-shirt. It's actually a nice quality shirt, too. So, let's see. What the fuck's going on? Now, as you can see, the office is getting barer and barer and barer. I'm switching locations very soon. On the exact date that's going to happen, I'm not too sure. But in the next coming weeks, I'm probably going to be broadcasting from various locations because I'm going to probably be dismantling the office very soon, or what's left of it anyway. So don't get alarmed. Okay, I'm not in some underground bunker or anything. It's just, I'm transitioning here, not cutting my dick off or nothing. I'm just moving locations. So it's getting barer and barer. But don't worry, the new digs are going to look real fucking sharp. It's funny because when I started doing this show, I don't know, 3 years ago, or maybe 4 years, whatever the hell how long it's been, this room was pretty much empty. It was just a desk and a bunch of sneaker boxes behind me. Not these, like actual just shoe boxes stacked up. And that was it. And when I started doing the wrap-up, I started, I said, I gotta have some more, stuff happening back here. I gotta clean it up a little bit. So that's what I did. So it's actually because of the show that, I put together the office as nice as it was, and it's just gonna get even nicer. So stay tuned for that. All right. Speaking of transitioning or moving, I'm still trying to get rid of this fucking antique furniture. I don't know what, I want to take a fucking sledgehammer to it. Now, I know what it's worth, so I can't just give it away. So I've been calling antique dealers now, because I gave up on the online shit. It was a nightmare. So I called up antique dealers. Holy fuck, what fucking creatures, these people. I mean, mutants. You're buying secondhand shit. You're not curing fucking cancer, okay? Like, I mean, they act like they're doing everybody a favor by breathing in the morning. What, 3 jerk-offs told me, we don't really deal with furniture. You got any small stuff? I hung up. So, this one lady, I called her. I left her like 3 messages. She calls me back. I'm talking to her. She's very nice. And she says, I really don't buy, furniture. She gets very hard. Nobody wants furniture anymore. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I could kill my mother sometimes because when she could have sold this shit, she didn't want to. She thought she was going to get millions of fucking dollars for this junk. Junk! Anyway, so it would be easier for me to sell, like, my furniture, okay? But I'm not. Anyhow. So she tells me she doesn't deal with furniture, but she recommends me to some lady. Fine. So I called this lady. She asks me to send her pictures of the pieces that I'm selling. So I did. Very clear pictures, right? You know, it's very simple stuff. Take a look, you know. I mean, so I send her the pictures. And she calls me. She goes, oh, I am interested. Where do you live? So I give her my address. She's, oh, can I? And this was, I think, what was today? It was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. So she says, oh, can I come by your house? I said, sure. So I said, meet me at 4:30. So I wrap up work and I go over there. This late, she meets me at the house. First of all, she looked like she was 15 minutes late right there. You're on my shit list. You know how I feel about that. She looked like the fucking Wicked Witch of the West. Like she rings the doorbell, I went, I actually jumped back. I didn't even want to let this fucking lady in the house. So she walks in the house. She looked like she had, like her ass was melting. Like she looked like she was wearing a fucking diaper. Okay? And she's walking around. And she's looking at all the knickknacks. Like in the living room, like there's some, like, you know, stuff. Knickknacks. I said, are you here for the furniture? She said, well, what are you selling? I said, the whole fucking room. Right? The furniture in the room. Everything in the room. She said, oh, even like the... I said, forget the fucking knickknacks. Jesus Christ. They said, what about the furniture? Then she almost knocked the fucking lamp over. I had to catch it because she's still obsessed with the knickknacks. I said, lady, are you interested in... She said, well, I wanted to see it because the pictures weren't very clear. I said, yeah, they were. I said, how much clearer did they need to fucking be? Either you're interested or you're not. She said, well, I don't really deal with furniture. She said, but I'd be interested in some of the smaller... I said, what? You know, interested in furniture? She's like, no. I said, get the fuck out of my house now. Get out. Get the fuck out of here. What are you wasting my fucking time for? If you're... Seriously. She said, well, do you have any this? I said, this isn't let's make a deal. I'm not worried about the fucking little bullshit. I want to get rid of the furniture. If you're not interested, you're of no use to me. Get out. I turned it to fucking Ralph Cramden. Get out. Jesus fucking Christ. But what is with these creatures? Mutants. And then you gotta look at these people. Holy fucking shit. My one, they're brute. The one more brutal than the next. Holy fuck. This is just an absolute fucking nightmare. All of it. Everything. All of it's a fucking nightmare. And then on top of that, I'm going to be in Chicago next week. So it means I have to take an airplane. That's going to be fun. So I'm sure when I come back, I'm going to have some delightful experiences to share. It's been a minute since I've been in Chicago. This is quite delightful. I wish it wasn't like fucking Auschwitz in here. It's so fucking hot. Anyhow. So, gay story time in D.C., Biden on the ropes, NFL disasters, and asses that will make you sad. Tighten your sphincters. It's going to get wild, baby. So let's dive right in. Okay, on another Biden blunder. Well, in a speech that Biden made on 9/11 in Alaska, a lot of Biden stuff today. Anyway, so it was 9/11. He gets a speech in Alaska. And in the midst of I guess, trying to honor the fallen from 9/11, he lies and said that he was at Ground Zero the day after the attack. No, you weren't, because you couldn't be there. There was fucking first responders. What were you, a fireman now? Okay? And of course, it was debunked almost immediately. He didn't go to fucking Ground Zero like a week or 2 weeks later, you know, with a bunch of other fucking Motorama senators. This senile fuck is basically a pathological liar, okay? It has nothing to do with him being old and crazy. Like, the guy's just completely full of shit. And I love how they all call Trump a fucking liar. The guy never lied about nothing. This guy, every other word out of his fucking mouth, you checking your wallet. I mean, it's ridiculous. Other Biden news this week, you know, I'm going to mention it. McCarthy and the House Republicans announced the official impeachment inquiry into Biden's extracurricular activities with his idiot junkie son. Now, everybody's going, oh my God, they're going to impeach him. Relax. an impeachment inquiry is not an impeachment. This is what leads up to it. See, the last impeachment experience we had was the Trump impeachments, which were bullshit because there was never an impeachment inquiry. They just, passed go, collected $200 and went straight to fucking impeachment. That's not how that works. Okay? You can't bring articles of impeachment unless you have an investigation first. The impeachment inquiry is basically a trumped-up investigation, meaning you can't stonewall Congress when they launch an impeachment inquiry. So any investigations they were doing into Biden's activities, they were getting fucking stalled by the DOJ, FBI. Everybody was on the cover-up. Can't do that with a fucking impeachment inquiry. It basically gives you carte blanche to see redacted memos and all kinds of shit. And in order to bring an inquiry, you have to have a substantial amount of evidence, which they have. All the Democrats could keep saying, well, they don't have any kind of direct evidence. Motherfucker, you don't need direct evidence when you got eyewitnesses. And eyewitnesses is direct evidence. And then there's a ton of circumstantial evidence. And, I heard the best analogy of direct evidence versus circumstantial evidence the other night on Hannity. Believe it or not, fucking Ted Cruz gave the best fucking example I could ever. And I don't even like Ted Cruz, and I'm saying that. So here's the difference between circumstantial and direct. If you go to sleep at night, right, and you wake up and you see there's snow on the ground, that's circumstantial evidence that it snowed. When you went to sleep, there was no snow. You wake up, there's snow. You didn't actually see it snow. So the fact that when you woke up, there was now snow, that's circumstantial. Still proves that there was snow. You understand what I'm saying? A direct form of evidence would be you actually look out the window and see it physically fucking snowing. You go, oh, it's snowing. That's direct evidence. Either way, it still ends up proving the same thing. There's fucking snow on the ground. You got to get out there and shovel. Right? So they have plenty on fucking Biden. And let me tell you, this motherfucker is on the ropes. These Democrats smell blood in the water right now. And they're fucking terrified because now they're all turning on him. Because media outlets are now saying he's too old to run. When a week ago, they were saying how he was great and he was wonderful and vibrant and blah, 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 blah. Now all of a sudden, Joe, the fucking drunky pants Pelosi, who's 110, who wants to fucking run again for Congress, why, I don't know, goes on, I think it was Anderson Cooper today, and basically just threw fucking Biden and Kamala under the goddamn bus. I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy. And then his idiot son was indicted on gun charges yesterday. He faces a 3-count gun illegal possession indictment, which could earn him up to 25 years in a can if he's convicted. And this is just basically done as a distraction. Because the real charges, the tax charges, the special investigator, prosecutor, whatever the fuck, let the statute of limitations run out. This fucking gun sentence, he's never going to see a day in jail. I'm going to tell you why. A couple of things are going to happen. The prosecutor, who was willing to give him a fucking sweetheart deal, might actually reinstate the fucking deal, okay? Because his attorneys are litigating that deal is still alive and still on the table. That's a long shot, but it could happen. If he's convicted, they could commute his sentence. First offender, high profile, blah, 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 baby. Or worst comes to worst, they convict him and they push the sentencing trial back until, maybe before the election or before Biden's ready to leave office and Biden fucking pardons him. So this kid's never going to jail. Kid, he's older than me, kid. So that's the point. This whole thing is basically done as a distraction to take away from the fact that they now have an impeachment inquiry on Biden. Now watch, they'll probably indict Trump for something else because anytime something happens to the Bidens, they go after fucking Trump, but see what happens. Which, by the way, Trump is surging even more in the fucking GOP polls, and this is why the fucking DNC is terrified right now. Okay? There's no way that any of these other fucking GOP incumbents are going to take him over. He's going to run away with the nomination. Since the debate, he wasn't even in the debate, but since that stupid debate, he's up 85% in the polls. 85%. Okay? DeSantis in his wildest wet dream can't even fucking get close. So, it's going to be, and you know something? I hope Biden runs. They're trying to make him bow out. Who the fuck are you going to run? Kamala? Hillary Clinton again? Fucking 9-time loser? That other fucking retard from California, Newsom? The only decent Democrat they got is RFK Jr. And they don't like him because he's like a right-wing Democrat. So he's got no shot. I hope Biden wins. I hope Biden runs. I hope he runs. So that way Trump can fucking beat him again, fair and square. Okay? Anyway, on 52 farts, shall we let her rip? All right, kids. Right off the top of the fart deck, we have a gas leak, which is the gradual release of flatulence accompanied by an extended hissing sound out of a particularly constricted sphincter. This is when you try to silence your own fart, but it doesn't work. Like you figure, if I squeeze my ass nice and tight and just let it go nice and slow, maybe it won't. Maybe nobody will hear it. All of a sudden, okay? So, it's like an old boiler leaking. All right. So, that's that. We're almost through that fart deck, kids. Okay. Get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express of the mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. Oh, but woo-hoo! First stop, New York City. Yep, Mayor Motherfucker is still an imbecilic, mush-mouthed, tire lip jerk-off. And the next time he holds a press conference, I hope a rat jumps up and bites part of his bottom lip off as a deranged homeless criminal sprays him with piss. Next stop, Washington, D.C. So, Senator John Kennedy, no relation to the actual Kennedys, like JFK, no relation. Senator Kennedy's a Republican from Louisiana. And he was attending a Senate Judiciary hearing this week on book banning. Because apparently, there's these books that these fucking nutbag liberals think are okay to stick in a school library. And parents are saying, no, it's inappropriate. We don't want our kids to have access to these fucking books, okay, in the school library. Look, if you're a fucking deranged parent and you want to give your kid a book on fucking transvestites and shit like that, be my guest. But not in the school library, and I don't disagree with that at all. So, of course, the liberals think that that's censorship. This from the people that basically censored all of social media during the 2021 election. Okay, but anyway, so in an effort to hammer home his point about the appropriateness of the books in question, Kennedy decided to read excerpts from two of these books in question. So without any further ado, I give you Storytime with John Kennedy.
Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue, and I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All Boys Aren't Blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay? Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote.
If listening to him read gay erotica isn't enough to set you straight, I don't know what the fuck will. Like, if I was a gay and I heard him just say that, I would go straight in a second. I mean, when I first heard this, I laughed and burped at the same time. Like, what? I mean, even everybody in the room, including the Secretary of Libraries or whatever the fuck they are, said Senator, hearing you read that was clearly very disturbing. And the point being, that was his point. He wanted it to be disturbing because a little kid reading this, but whatever happened to, like, you know, like, I don't know, the choose your own adventure books, okay, like the Hardy Boys, shit like that, Treasure Island, you know, Swiss Family Robinson, like classics. You want to read a book? Read a fucking book. Go read the encyclopedia. That's actually why I have a high IQ. When I was a kid, you know, if I asked too many questions, my father always told me, go read the fucking encyclopedia. I mean, being a smart ass, that's exactly what I did. Read all the volumes, A to Z. Okay? Page turners. Yeah, sicko. I read the encyclopedia. But that's why I'm a fucking doctor. But that's the point being, this is what's in the fucking school library. My God. Okay? All right, while we're in D.C., let's make another stop over to the Senate. John Fetterman. You know, Lurch's second cousin. Senator John Fetterman was asked about the Biden impeachment. And his response was quite... it was something, man. Take a look.
This news that Speaker McCarthy has formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to.
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, you know, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no, oh no.
Yeah, we gotta run back to the office, but
This motherfucker has no clue what they even asked him. Okay? He has speech and auditory damage from his fucking mental infarction. Okay, for all he knows, he probably thinks they offered to put icy hot on his nutsack. That's like, ooh, no, what the fuck? Look at this fucking guy. Okay, he's walking around with a picture of a senator in his pocket. Come on, Pennsylvania, aren't you embarrassed? Okay, this is what your senator is? This is what you elected? Like, for real. He looks like a homeless nutbag. Wandering around in fucking basketball shorts and a Dickies work shirt. Look, I mean, he would look more at home living under the fucking Triborough Bridge covered in feces. Or the Betsy Ross, if you want to keep him in fucking Pennsylvania, please. We don't need him in Queens. All right? Like, who voted for this fucking creature? I don't understand. Pennsylvania has got to be the dumbest fucking state in the entire country. I mean, I lived there. I've experienced it firsthand. No one is going to mistake anyone in that state for a fucking doctor, including the fucking doctors. I mean, these assholes lost a 3-foot Brazilian murderer in the woods for 2 weeks, okay? All of Pennsylvania law enforcement couldn't find this guy in a fucking 4 square mile area. You know how they got him? A German Shepherd bit him in the fucking ass. One dog was smarter than all the cops in PA. Okay? Unfucking believable. And this is the senator for this fucking brilliant state, this fucking lurch. Holy shit. Christ on a pony. All right, kids, your sports update. Well, the NFL, when the Super Bowl ends, like the day after the Super Bowl, I collect my winnings, and I start lamenting about, the football season for next year. And I can't wait. Because, I love football. And I can't fucking believe I waited all year, well, since February, for this season. Fucking Giants and Cowboys Sunday. I wanted to bang my head against the corner of a fucking desk. I couldn't fucking believe what I was saying. What a piece of shit. That had to be the worst fucking Giants game I've ever seen since the Baltimore Super Bowl. Unfucking believe. And it wasn't like the Cowboys were good. They weren't. They sucked. The fucking Giants sucked more. I couldn't believe what I was fucking seeing. Jones gets sacked 7 fucking times. 7 times in a game. That doesn't happen. What is the fuck? Are your fucking linemen asleep? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. He threw a couple decent passes, and the fucking receivers are dropping ball. I couldn't fucking, 40-0. First game of the season. Unfucking believable. The Monday Night Football. Jets and Bills. I said, this has got to be a good game. Oh, Madonna me. Listen, and I said this early when they were still talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, I think at first I was skeptical, but I said, he's doing the right things. I think he's going to be a good fit. It'd be exciting to watch. I don't hate the Jets. I'm not a Jets fan. I've said this. I'm not a Jets fan, but I don't hate the Jets. I'd love to see them win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Shit, they only won one. But my God, they're fucking Aaron. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Aaron Rodgers goes down in the first 5 minutes, 4 snaps in. They sack him. He tears his fucking Achilles heel, out for the season. He may very well be done permanently. He's 39 years old. That's old for football. That's a fucking year-long rehab, and then you gotta I don't know if this guy comes back. He was a Jet for 5 fucking minutes. I don't mean to laugh, but holy shit. I feel bad I say this all the time, I feel bad for Jets fans, but holy shit, if I was a Jets fan, I would have just hung myself. That's it. Woody Johnson's watching the entire fucking season explode in front of him within 5 minutes. All they did was hype this up. Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. They're talking playoffs. They're talking Super Bowl. They built the entire fucking team around Aaron Rodgers. And they had, from what I heard, a fucking great system. Matter of fact, they didn't even want to play him in the preseason because they were afraid he was going to get hurt. Well, they should have waited at least 6 minutes before they put him in the fucking game. I couldn't fucking believe it. I just couldn't. They're fucking cursed. The Jets are like quarterback cancer, man. I mean, since Joe Namath, everybody after Namath has been an absolute fucking disaster. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's insane. So, I mean, and then of course they started losing or whatever. So I was at the bars having dinner and I fucking left. I said, fuck this shit. I went home. I turned the fucking game on. I caught the last couple minutes. They won in overtime. I mean, listen, I'm happy they won, but holy shit. If I'm Woody Johnson, as soon as I see Aaron Rodgers go down and find out he's out for the fucking season, I'm hanging a for sale sign on the team. I would be like, you know what, I'm fucking, I'm done. I can't deal with this shit no more, okay? I can't deal with this shit. Sick of this shit? I would have just sold the fucking team come Tuesday. Unbelievable. So, I mean, I guess, the Giants could only go up from here. But you know what, Jets? I got you. They didn't know what they were going to do. They were talking about Colin Kaepernick possibly coming out of retirement. I fuck that. I'll be a quarterback before Kaepernick. But I got one better. I found the next quarterback for the Jets, the guy who could save your team. Take a look. You're welcome. Anyway. So you line up for this week. Giants and Cardinals Sunday at 4:05. Jets and Cowboys Sunday at 4:25. Bills and Raiders Sunday at 1 o'clock. And Saints and Panthers Monday at 7:15. Okay, MLB All-Timers Day was last Saturday at Yankee Stadium, and I think I might have mentioned that. Now, David Wells, former Yankees pitcher, I always liked David Wells. Well, he got up and he started talking. He got a hold of the mic, and he just went fucking ass wild, and I loved it. He started tearing apart the woke culture. saying how they're fucking ruining sports, they're putting their politics into everything and destroying things. He rips Bud Light, says he's done with them. He went after Nike and said he hates Nike because they're woke. He went as far as to even cover the Nike logo on his uniform, his Yankee jersey. Now, you know how I feel about them putting that fucking Nike logo on the jersey, and he wasn't fucking wrong. I always liked the guy. He was always outspoken, but this guy gives zero fucks. I love him. Yankees and Pirates tonight at 6:35. Mets and Reds tonight at 7:10. And Phillies and Cardinals tonight at 8:15. Okay, kids, on Tommy's Pub and Grub Review, there's a little local spot over here, right down the block from me, and I pop in there quite a bit, actually. And I don't know why I've never mentioned it before. It's called L.I. Valle, or Long Island Valle. It's spelled V-A-L-L-E, but I know it's pronounced Valle. Okay, it's a Dominican joint, and it's like a takeout place. I mean, I guess you could eat there. It's cafeteria style. You pick out what you want, your proteins and your rices. And like I said, I pop in there every so often when I don't feel like cooking, and then when because the portions are huge, the food is fresh, delicious. I told you I like ethnic foods. I like Latin food. I mean, you're eating it for like 2 days. So I got like some arroz en gandules, which, for you non-Spanish speaking people, is rice and beans with a little pernil on top, which is a roast pork shoulder, where the skin gets nice and crispy. It's delicious. So I got that. And I mean, they give you a big fucking portion, which I was eating for 2 days. And then I wanted to try, they had like the Dominican fried rice. I wanted to try that. It has like chorizo and chicken and beef and everything. It was fucking delicious too. But all that food was like $16. You can't beat that. It's like if I don't feel like meal prepping, I go there, I'll get some like, rice and protein, like either chicken or steak or pork, and then I just portion it out. But it's very, 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 very good. Their empanadas are good. Their plantains are good. If you like Latin food, this is a good spot. It's clean. The food is very good. People are nice and friendly. It's a good spot. So go check it out. Even their seafood, their ceviches, their mofongos, very good. So if you're in the area, you like Dominican food, go check them out. L.I. Valle. Right on Hempstead Turnpike, like on the Franklin Square, Elmont border. It's like, it's kind of like across from Sinelli's, if you understand, if you know where that is. So there you go. That's your landmark. All right, kids, on What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about diaper ass. Okay? I mentioned earlier in the show how the lady that came to look at my antique furniture looked like she was wearing a fucking diaper. I was in Dunkin' Donuts the other morning. There's a girl in front of me, young girl, right, with her daughter. And she had fucking diaper ass too. Now, diaper ass is basically when you have no ass. But it's not, it's worse than that. It's like when you're wearing pants, and they can be as tight as you want, but like in the back, it looks like you got like a fucking diaper. Like your ass is all like pushed in and mushy. It looks like you're wearing a fucking diaper and you shitted all over it. Okay? It's disgusting. Listen, if you got no ass, wear a long shirt, a dress, a sweater or something. I mean, holy Christ. So that's basically what diaper ass. It's very unattractive. It's terrible. Like, if a girl doesn't have big tits, I'm okay with that. Like, she could have a small rack, that's fine. As long as the ass is on point, that's good. Okay? I was talking about this the other night with a couple of my boys. They were like, were you a ass man or a tit guy? I said, listen, I always like a nice rack. I'm never going to say no to that. But it's not a deal breaker. Okay? If she doesn't have, if she's not well endowed, that's not a deal breaker. I'm okay with, like, little perky ones, as long as the girl's got a nice ass. Because most of the time, I'm going to be looking at her walking away from me anyway. The ass is a deal breaker. If a girl's got, like, no ass, flat ass, fucking, like, diaper ass, nope, no deal, no dice. Granted, you always look for, both tits and ass, teeth that are straight, feet that ain't fucked up. I know, I'm asking for too much out of life, but you always want the full package. But if I'm going to compromise on one thing, that's it. Okay, I'm okay with a smaller act, but the ass has got to be. It's got to be magnificent. Okay, I'll even deal with like a crooked tooth. You know, like if the girl's got like a magnificent ass. The feet thing, you know, that just if it grosses me out, I can't deal with it. Anyway, right, a racist. Okay, in 2016, full vinyl polysiloxane casts of women's vaginas were made to measure which race had the largest vagina. The study concluded that black girls had the widest pussy. Well, that's racist. Okay? Black girls actually have the tightest. Hispanics had the widest, but the shortest in length. That's why the Mexicans, they all come out looking like Yoda. And white girls had the longest love caverns. Now, I'm going to digress and not say anything else after that because I don't want to be accused of having, carnal knowledge of this stuff. So I'm just going to stay, moot. But I'll tell you one thing. It's all pretty fucking accurate. Okay, so, your PSA. Well, back to school. It's common. Kids start having birthday parties and stuff like that. And they start going at the events and things. And, I actually was a party planner at one point. It's a true story. And I'm going to give you guys a little piece of advice. How to not plan a kid's party. Take a look at this.
Make that ass clap. Make that ass clap.
Yes, indeed. Y'all gonna put Minnie Mouse one time.
That's the remix. I might trip out on my friends so you can't follow me. This whole go a nigga don't know shit.
Yes, indeed. This time we party for Queen Sean's first birthday.
What the fuck kind of ghetto-ass birthday was that? I'm pretty sure Minnie Mouse wasn't meant to do that at a kid's party. Okay? Whatever happened to just singing happy birthday? How does a song about making asses clap have to do with a 5-year-old's birthday? I mean, granted, that's probably how he got here in the fucking first place. Mommy's asses was clapping and, somebody impregnated it. Okay, but then you get the fucking DJ making shout-outs like he's in the club. Wind your hips, girl, wind your hips, yeah, baby. You're in someone's fucking ghetto-ass living room in the projects, you fucking Rasta retard. Settle down. He's probably out on fucking parole and all excited. Fucking hate people. Okay? This is exactly how to not have a kid's party. Songs about asses clapping and twerking Disney characters, no bueno. All right. Stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask haters, and kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up. I'll see you when I see you.